Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I got a request for this video, which I thought was super fun. So heck yeah, I'm gonna do it. This video is going to be a show and tell of sorts of all the paperbacks I currently own. If you're new here, welcome. Thanks so much for clicking on today's video. My name is Kat. I love to share about the romance novels that I read here on my channel. I like to do fun videos like this in addition to doing my regular book reviews. If you haven't subscribed yet, I would love for you to subscribe and come hang out here regularly. I'm also on social media, of course, Kat Reads Romance, on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And actually, this request came through, oh, was it on TikTok or Instagram? I can't remember. One of those two. Okay, I have more paperbacks now than I've had in years. I primarily read on my Kindle. I read every night before I go to bed. It's kind of how I relax and like calm down and wipe off the stress of the day and get involved in like, happily ever afters. I used to only read paperbacks, obviously, before I got my Kindle, which was many years ago. And then 4 years ago, we actually moved from our house to a new house, and I was reading on my Kindle all the time. So I gave my friends books and I donated a bunch of books. So I literally had like no paperbacks left. Ugh, kills me. I've been reading romance now for almost 10 years. So I had a lot of really good romance books and I wish I had them now. It's fine. I'll go back and purchase them. It's not a big deal. These are the ones that I have accrued lately, whether it's through a giveaway I bought myself, the author sent me, and I recently had to buy another cart. I keep them on a cart. You might be able to see it over there a little bit. A lot of people call them their TBR cart. I just store my books on them. But I probably will have to do shelves pretty soon. Okay, let's get started. The first one is Duking It Out by Jamie Albright. What a great cover. She actually did sign the inside, and I'm pretty sure that I might have won this on TikTok right after I joined TikTok. Let me know if you have read Jamie. I would love to hear your favorite books by her. Next, we have a fantastic author who I was introduced to by my dear author friend Dawn Edwards. I have one of her books that I'll be showing you shortly. It's Claudia Bourgeois. I think that's how you pronounce her name. If it's not, I'm sorry. First, we have Then He Happened. Claudia kills the cover game. I always really enjoy the detail that she has. And then Love Like Her, I actually just won this from her, like literally she sent it to me like 2 weeks ago as being part of her blogger group. This series, I have read the first 2 books. This is the 3rd book in the series. The series is about siblings. So the first 2 books were the sisters, and then this is their brother Eros. It was Percy and who was the second sister? I can't remember right now, but Claudia was one of the first authors that I saw doing an illustrated cover, and they're just gorgeous. Next, we have Unbreakable by Georgia Kaufman. I wish I could read more of Georgia's books. The book that I read of hers was Heartbeat. I loved that book. And then this is part of the Salvation Society. She was kind enough to send it to me. I cannot wait to read it. All of these books in the Salvation Society are like right up my alley. I did read Alexandra Silva's Endurance. I loved. It's like the hero, protector, savior type guys, which are, my favorites. But isn't it beautiful? What a great cover. And of course, she did sign the inside as well. Isn't it pretty? I love how all the covers look the same. There's continuity between the covers. Okay, the next one I bought because they were going to ban it on Amazon, and I wanted to support the author. I have not read it yet. I'm not going to say that out loud because I don't want to get in trouble. I have not read it. Well, actually, I think I've read a long time ago. I read a Tilly Cole book, I believe. I can't remember which one it was, but I wanted to support her. And I know that people say this is like super taboo. So looking forward to getting to this one. The next 2 are by the same author. It's a series of hers. I want to read so bad. It is the lovely Rachel DeLune. She sent me Forevermore and A Little Something More. She was so sweet to send it to me. I love the simplicity of these covers. I really need to get to this series. Like, seriously, I need more hours in the day, you guys, to read. Okay, here's my bestie. Lockdown Lust by Dawn Edwards. Oh, isn't it gorgeous? I love this book. I love Dawn's books, all of them. This is her second book in her Bookworm Beauties series. Highly, highly, highly recommend. Okay, I have another one of my favorites here, and I have all of her books so far. Oh, the Diane Lane, the Red Door series, Serenity, Affinity. It has a new cover, Maelstrom. And then the other brother. You guys know how much I love these books. I have done videos on all of them. Diane has sent me these books in the most beautiful package ever. I did an unboxing video for, which one was it? Was it Maelstrom? Yep, I think it was Maelstrom. I was introduced to Diane by a common book friend, and I thank my lucky stars every single day that Linda introduced us, because you guys, not only are these books some of my favorite books ever and characters, but Diane is just the salt of the earth. We have a common connection in that we grew up like a couple miles from each other, you guys, and we didn't know each other. And now we do as adults. So, oh God, my favorite. Oh, we don't want to show him. Oh, this series, you guys. And it's not done. It's not done. The next books are by one of my favorite authors too, and I hesitate even showing them to you because she's completely rebranded it so that it doesn't even look like this anymore, but I have them, so I'll give them to you anyway. I can't even say the word Natsix. I can't say it. I can read it 1,000 times, but I can't say it. But again, she has recovered it. These covers are gorgeous. They have my book husband here, right here. There he is. There's my book husband. I need to buy the new ones. I'll put down here across the screen what the new titles are. Absolutely stunning covers. And I'm fortunate enough to have one more book of hers, which is A Girl Like Lilac. Oh, Toby and Lilac. She's just one of my favorites. She's one of those authors that I want to own all of her paperbacks. Her covers are always gorgeous. The time that she takes and everything that means something on the cover is not lost on me. Okay, this one is hard for me because I feel kind of bad about it, because I received the book because I said I would read it. And I started reading it. I had a book friend that told me it was one of her favorite books. And I started reading it last fall during a time when I was at a very emotional place, during a time when my heart and my head and my mental state was not so great. I had a lot going on. My family had a loss. Like, there was just a lot. There was a lot of stress going on. And I know that this is going to be the most beautiful book, but I have not been able to go back and finish it. I got about more than a quarter through, and I saw the writing on the wall, and at least what I think is the writing on the wall, and I had to put it down because I just couldn't do it. So please tell me, don't spoil it for me, but please tell me if you've read it. Don't give me a spoiler though, okay? Just let me know if you've read it, okay? It's Timestamps by K.L. Craig. Have you guys ever had that happen to you where you're like, we know what's coming, and it did happen, and it was devastating, you know? Ugh, I mean, look at the cover. Look how gorgeous it is. The love story, I can't even talk about it almost because I'm getting so sad. So I will get back to it because I don't want to ever not hold up my end of the bargain. I am thankful that it was sent to me, and I will read it. I just need to be in a little bit of the right headspace to be able to finish it. Another one of my favorites here, Monica James, her Surrender series. I have the whole series. This series and then T.L. Swan Stanton series were the first book series that I read in the romance genre after I read 50 Shades of Grey. oof, what was the other one? Sylvia Day's Crossfire series. And then, oh geez, what's that one? Hudson. Oh, do you guys know who I'm talking about? It's another famous author. Why can't I remember her name or the series? But I read those three and this one and was like hooked on romance. Specifically, really what did it, what made me coming back for more 1,000 times was Jasper White and Joshua Stanton. So this I hold very close to my heart. And of course, she signed all of them. They're like my prized possessions. I love this cover. It's Keeping Score by Dee Lagasse. I've done video on this book. I love Dee's books. She does write a cleaner romance, but I love the way she writes her stories, so that's okay with me. And I loved this one as well. And then Only Once by Ashley Munoz. Ashley, I adore. She's again one of my favorite authors. I read her very first book, which I hesitate even showing you because the cover has changed. But Glimmer, this was the first single dad romance I had ever read, if you can believe it. That was years ago. Like I said, she has changed the cover. Whew, it is smoking hot. Look at the size of this book. She wrote a big book here. I've continued to love all of her books. I am so happy for all the success that has come her way. I won this one. This is The Imperfections by Sam Mariano. I won this in a book Facebook group, I believe it was. But oh my gosh, look at this cover. Absolutely amazing. I can't wait to read it. Here we have Beautifully Broken by Tara Lee. I actually won this in Tara's group. She was doing a Mother's Day thing and it was so sweet. She sent this along with a bunch of goodies. I was so thankful. It's such a beautiful cover. This was a great book. We have Filthy Little Pretties by Trelina Pucci. I have read this, and then of course, Vicious Little Snakes by her as well. This is Donovan, Gray, and Liam. I don't know if she's going to be writing anymore in this series or not, but I absolutely love this cover, and I believe I won this from her, if I remember correctly, because it is signed, of course. This is the second most recent addition to my collection that I have, Hearts of War by L.S. Pullen. Layla was so kind to send it to me. She came and participated in my 3-year channelversary party in my Facebook group, and I mentioned that it had been on my TBR for at least almost a year because I met her on TikTok originally, and this is historical romance. Oh, right up my alley. I love, love, love the cover. And I was so appreciative that she sent it to me. One of my favorite books ever. We have Lilac by B.B. Reed. Look at the size of this sucker. Look how gorgeous the cover is. I actually won this in BB's group shortly after, well, within a month or so after she released this book. I hadn't read her before. I signed up through a PR company to read it. Oh my gosh. Honestly, the depth of this story, it is a reverse harem, but that's like just tips the iceberg really when it comes down to it. How the title and the colors have to do with the story, phenomenal. When I think of it, it is the first reverse harem that I ever read, and it made me want to read more of them. The complexities of that type of relationship, very interesting. And it's not always just about the sexy time, you guys. Like a good reverse harem and navigating those relationships, to me, is really fascinating. I have a funny story about Lilac. My youngest daughter, who's almost 18, sent me a text a couple weeks ago, maybe it was a month ago now, and she was like, have you read Lilac by B.B. Reed? She knows what I read. She's a big reader. She's going to be a published author one day, mark my words. She's an incredible writer. I support that 100%. So some of her friends are reading romance, and so she said, have you read Lilac by B.B. Reed? And I was like, yeah, I have. I can't remember the girl's name. She's like, oh, so-and-so's reading it. And I was like, it's a reverse harem and there's a lot of sexy time. This book came from another wonderful introduction on TikTok. It's Touch of Violet by Kira Roman. I believe, did I win this in a giveaway she had? Isn't it gorgeous? I mean, look at the cover of this book. I cannot wait to read this. And after getting to know some of her work through her posts on social media, I have since added 2 more books to my TBR of hers. Okay, we're getting to the second half of the alphabet. This I talked about on my social media, Neon Gods by Katie Robert. I actually saw this at Target. So one of my book friends, Sarah the Book Nerd on TikTok, highly recommend you follow her. She mentioned that at the time, Target was having like a buy 2 get 1 free sale on their books. So I of course happened to go to Target and oh my gosh, they had this. So I actually bought 2. I got 2 copies. So when I read this, I will do a video on it and give one as a giveaway, so stay tuned. Oh my gosh, another one of my favorites, Emery Rose, Beautiful Lies. This is her first series. It's the second book in her first series. I did a video on this book as also the other 2 books in the series way in the beginning of my channel. Be kind if you go watch those videos. It was right in the beginning. They're a little rough. I've learned a little bit since I've done those videos, but again, gorgeous cover. Love this series so much. She's hands down one of my favorite authors. We have Elizabeth Safleur next. I have not read these, but I purchased them from a holiday thing where Elizabeth was. Look how great these covers are. I believe these are 2 different books. I don't think it's the same series. It might be, but I know this series is on my TBR, so I'm looking forward to finally getting to them. Again, I need more hours in the day to read. Okay, if you're sensing a theme here, you would be right. I try to buy paperbacks and get paperbacks of my favorite authors. This is one of my favorites. It's K.L. Shandwick. This is her Another Life, which I have not read. And then this is her Dare Me and Dare You series. They have been recovered. This series has been revamped. It's now called Chasing Love, Billy and Sawyer. I fell in love with her with this first book that I read of hers. Sawyer and Billy's story is just phenomenal. I've done videos on all of those books, so make sure you go check those out. And then this one, this is gonna be a tearjerker, I hear. So I'm dying to read this one. Her backlist is quite long, and actually the book I'm reading right now is her book. It's called Until Jude. It's her first book in her new Rockstar series, which is the Pulse Tones, I think it is. I'd have to double check that, but oh, you guys, I just love her. There's something really extra special about her characters and her writing that really speaks to my heart and mind. Again, we have one of my favorite authors, which is Alexandra Silva. This is her Virtue and Lies series. I have Burn. It should be like this. I have Burn and Scorch. There are 5 books in this series. I need to get the next 2, but you guys, look at these covers. Could you die? Gorgeous. This is my favorite, and that's hard for me to say that, but this is book 2, Christopher and Arabella. Let me tell you, oh, their story makes me like, oh, you know what I mean? Highly recommend that series. And then this is where I fell in love with her books. No One But You, For You, and Someone Like You. Oh my gosh, you guys, the Imperfect Heart series, holy smokes. I just did a video on the 4th book in the series, which is Fighting Fate. I'm telling you, you guys, highly recommend this series. This was the first book that I had read of hers. We have a little funny joke about this. So this book, I read it on my Kindle, and it was the first time that I highlighted passages that I liked. And I was messaging her on Facebook about it, and I said, well, I can send you my highlights if you want. And she was like, sure. And so I screenshot them and uploaded them as picture messages one after another. So, and there was like 100 of them. We've been friends ever since. And then I also have of hers, Love to Jingle You. This is her holiday, well, no, not technically. This is a holiday book, yes. This is her Sweet Vine series with Sophie Blue. I mean, this is the illustrated cover. There's also, I believe, a regular, like, you know, people on the cover, but oh my God, I just love it. I think there's 3 books in this series. Is there 4? Oh, go ahead and look her up on my channel. She has her own playlist, but oh my gosh. And then here's the back. And if you read the book and you know about the phone booth, you know, anyway, love the illustrated covers. Next, we have Broken Promises by Kelsey Elise Sparrow. I can't remember where I got this. I think I won this in a Facebook group party. Let me tell you, that is a great cover. I have not been able to read it yet, but I'm excited to. These next 2 books are literally 2 of my favorite books ever. I have read almost everything of this author. The only thing I haven't read is she has like a fantasy romance, and I haven't read that. I just don't feel like I could do it justice. Sometimes fantasy romance and PNR, stuff like that is a little hard for me. So I haven't read that, but ooh, everything else she has written, love, 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 love. The first book I ever read of hers, A Shot in the Dark by Lou Stock. It actually says Lou J. Stock. She has revamped a little bit and just goes by Lou Stock now. This was the original cover. Here's the updated cover. You guys, this book, oh, highly, highly, highly recommend this book. And just as highly, and this one has a new cover too. Before Us, There Was Him. You guys, like I said, there's a new cover, but it's very similar in nature. This was bar none one of my favorite books from last year. But really, when it comes down to it, one of my favorite books ever. Epic love, first love, rip your heart out, make you swoon, like, ugh. I mean, quite frankly, I could say the same thing about A Shot in the Dark. You know what I mean? I love Lou's books. She has a whole playlist here on my channel. Highly recommend. By the time this video goes live, I might have already read the follow-up, the companion novella, Where is Amber? With this, Amber is a character in this book. She's not the main character, she's a side character, but there's some questions about her that were left unanswered in this book, so I will be doing a video on that. It might already be up. It might be up, I'm not sure. Just depends on how my schedule works out, but ooh, highly recommend. So grab this one and then grab Where's Amber as well. I have to say, who do I think I am that I don't own every single book? I always say that I'm gonna buy every single book she has because why wouldn't I? But here we have, I only have 2 of them, you guys. Can you believe it? I have The Stopover and of course The Takeover by my girl TL Swan. I could kill Rue, my kitten, because look at what she did. She ate part of Jameson. Little stinker. In any case, we know how much I love her. She is my unicorn author, my bar none favorite author in the world. I Want to Sleep with Tristan. Oh, wait. Yes, I want to sleep with Tristan. But what I meant to say was, I want to sleep with Tristan under my twistin'. I want to sleep with Tristan underneath my pillow. I love him. I love, love, love him. This was the book that made everybody love T as well. This is the one that just hit everybody in their heart and soul, and I know why. Let me tell you, Tristan and Joshua Stanton are my ride or dies. They are my boys, no, my men. When it comes down to it, what am I talking about, boys? I am a smitten kitten. I get like giddy talking about them. So I need to really get on the ball and I need to buy all the rest of her books. I need to have them in my hot little hands. Last but definitely not least, and I feel bad even showing it because it's been revamped in the most gorgeous way, but I have Bent by Hollis Wynne. I have read a few of Hollis's books. She is writing one of my most anticipated books of this year, if she puts it out this year, which I can't wait to read. I actually haven't read this book, but I read the second book in the series, which was Breathe. I did a video on it very early, years ago, when I first started my channel. She has revamped the covers. They are gorgeous. They are illustrated. They are amazing. And like I said, I cannot wait to read the book that she is working on, which I'm really hoping that we get this year. That's it. That's all the paperbacks that I have currently. In going through all of these, I realize there's quite a few paperbacks I want to buy. Let me know if you own any of these, if you enjoy any of these authors. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. I'll see you soon.